Hi friends, welcome back to L'Amour La Musique. I just brewed myself up a cup of the Earthwise Goldenrod tea. As the weather has finally turned colder here in Chicago, I'm craving those kind of solar herbs like goldenrod and St. John's wort. So I needed a warm beverage to sit down and tackle this video that I have been meaning to do for quite a long time. Today I'm going to be independently reviewing the A Night for Green Beauty 2019 award winners. So there are 10 products that were listed as A Night for Green Beauty award winners in 2019. I got the idea that I wanted to undertake this project of reviewing awards lists maybe around last March. I saw a beauty awards list called the Beauty Shortlist Awards. I had seen that Earthwise had won a bunch of awards for their teas and also for some of their products, and so I think I had posted about it on Instagram. I got a few messages from some eco-beauty brands, the founders who I'm friends with, and they had some interesting things to say. Something to the effect of you have to pay a lot of money as a brand to enter to be considered for these awards, and it prompted this deeper thinking for me around how these award lists are made, who they serve, are they useful to consumers, at what cost to the brand. I think we could probably all agree that something like a magazine beauty awards list is maybe somewhat problematic, and they have been known to be basically just kind of bought and paid for advertising slots, getting that seal of approval from Allure or Glamour or whoever is doing a beauty awards. That helps a brand sell products. So I think that there's a real lack of transparency around who's judging those products, on what metrics are they being judged on. And similarly, we could look at some of the eco-beauty boutiques like Credo, like the Detox Market, or an endeavor like the Indie Beauty Expo. All of these boutiques and companies and expos, you know, on and on and on, tend to have something like this, like a bestseller list, a best in show, or an annual awards. And so I just got sort of curious about the process behind these. And I thought it would be fun for me to undertake a project just as my own self. As an independent beauty journalist, reviewer, I've been doing this for a number of years. I just wanted to kind of take my own reviewing spin with some of these lists, and maybe also do a little bit of a deeper probing into how the list was created in the first place. I thought that the A Night for Green Beauty awards list was a good place to start because it's relatively restrained. It's 10 products. I had experience with 4 of the 10 products previously. One of them, the Provence Apothecary Full Brow Serum, I'd only ever tried as a sample, so I did go on to purchase a bottle of that. But 3 of the products from Blissoma, Hint Beauty, and Blue Alchemy I had tried recently enough that I feel like I still have a perspective on them, and therefore I didn't buy them and retest them for this project. But the remaining 7 products I did go ahead and purchase with my own money, and I've been testing everything since about April, maybe some of the things since early May, but basically between March and May, early May, I acquired these products and put them into my routines for testing. So I'm going to go through each of the 10 products and share my honest review, and within the brand that was selected to receive an award, for products that have less of a overwhelmingly positive review, like it wouldn't be my personal award pick, I'm going to tell you what from that brand would be my personal nominee for an award. So I did reach out to A Night for Green Beauty on 2 different occasions to try and initiate a conversation around learning more about how these awards were named. So for anybody that doesn't know, A Night for Green Beauty was created by one of the co-founders of La Bella Figura. Her name is Victoria Fantauzi, Fantauzzi. A Night for Green Beauty started in 2012, and it used to be an in-person event. I've been to one in the past. I actually went to their last in-person event in Chicago in, I believe, 2015. From their website, they say say, premiering as a brand awareness event for the people making green beauty and the fans that love it. In 2013, A Night for Green Beauty exhibited in New York City, highlighting pioneering brands in the new natural beauty category. Over 500 fans, customers, press, and retailers attended a crowded space in the Flatiron District and helped to catapult an emerging industry. In 2014, A Night for Green Beauty exhibited in LA and in Chicago in 2015. So that was the last in-person one they had. I was there. That could be another podcast episode or video, probably my recounting of that experience. That was actually where I discovered Mahalo. That was kind of the big takeaway. And Jess LaFleur from Stark Skincare and I met but didn't really know each other. But I remember going to her booth and seeing her there, and she remembers seeing me, but it was before we had really connected. So now A Night for Green Beauty, it's a little unclear to me what exactly it is. It's some sort of online community, and they host an online event most years. And usually they pick a weekend in, I want to say August, where the brands that are participating host a bunch of deals. And so basically the whole thing has moved online. It's not an in-person thing anymore. So I reached out through the form submission on the A Night for Green Beauty website. You know how most websites will just have a form that you can submit. So I submitted this as a question. I just said, I'm Mercedes. I'm the blogger behind L'Amour La Musique. I'm interested in learning a little bit more about how the awards list was made. Didn't hear anything back. So this was maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I sent a DM over Instagram to Victoria on La Bella Figura's account, and I didn't hear anything. So perhaps I should have emailed her, because sometimes I know DMs can get lost, but I figured 2 attempts to reach out. I just kind of want to go ahead and get the project done. So what ended up happening is I got a little bit of inside scoop about how the list is made from brands that have participated in the past. So I'll just tell you what I know so you have a little bit of a framework. So basically, to have been considered for this awards list, you have to be a brand that participates in the A Night for Green Beauty community. Now, what that looks like from a brand perspective is you pay an annual membership fee. I believe it's $500 annually for a brand to be part of that community, and I'm not necessarily sure what they get for that membership. I don't know if it's mostly networking or a chance to be featured in these awards. These awards have only been put out once. They did a 2019 awards. I don't know if they're planning to do a 2020 awards. But for the 2019 awards, to the best of my knowledge, the brands were not aware that they were necessarily nominated for an award or that there was any kind of process going on. They were just told, hey, a product from your brand won this award. What great news. From what I can tell from reading the website, there is some sort of team of people picking out a product from the universe of brands that are part of A Night for Green Beauty and then putting that product forward as an award winner. I will say that I think the list is quite well rounded. There's a makeup item, there's some skincare, lip care, brow care, cleanser, balm. So I feel like they tried to kind of hit on lots of different categories in the awards. As far as the team of people that's actually testing all the products and putting them forward as an award from this community, it seems like it's a relatively small group of people that are behind A Night for Green Beauty. It's anywhere from 2 to 4 people from what I can tell. From what I know of Victoria of La Bella Figura, she's been in this space for a really long time. Trusting her reviewer sense, her curatorial sense, her perspective on picking a product from a brand to be an award winner, I think is legitimate, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I just wish that there was a little more information on, I mean, maybe some of the metrics that they reviewed products on, and maybe I'm just kind of thinking about it too analytically and too in depth. But for example, the Beauty Shortlist Awards, I think they do have panels of judges, professionals in the beauty industry, bloggers, estheticians. I think that they have tried to put together a pretty well-rounded panel of judges who I believe are compensated for their role in judging the products and putting forth an awards list. And I do think that they are ranking products on a specific metric, on specific metrics of criteria. But I think the main point that I wanted to bring forth before we actually start talking about the products is that one of the main issues with these award lists is that you don't know the sample that products are being chosen from. So it's not like they're nominating these products out of every possible eco beauty brand. You often have to enter or have some kind of membership in an organization, the same way that you would have to enter, for example, a dog show or a horse show or any kind of competition, a pie competition. Like, you're always going to have to enter and pay an entry fee and things like that. So I don't see these as being necessarily that different from something like that. But as a beauty consumer, I think we can often be a little bit not have the full perspective of how these award lists are actually constructed. So I just wanted to shed a little light on that, and now I'm going to just give you my review of these 10 products after I have a sip of my tea. So let's just discuss these products in the order with which they're laid out in the grid on A Night for Green Beauty's website. The first product to talk about is probably the most profound product from this list for me, because I owe A Night for Green Beauty a huge debt of gratitude for finally being the project I decided to undertake that pushed me to ordering some Earthwise Beauty products. This is a brand I had meant to try for a very long time. Here's my perfect opportunity to try the brand. So I ordered this along with some of the nettle tea, and I may have tried a couple of other samples of things. And from there, my relationship with Ava and Earthwise and Pacific Northwest Essences just blossomed, because as I finally dove into these products, finally trying them myself, as a result really of this project, as you know, I've been a complete head over heels convert to this brand. It's a foundational part of my skincare routine now. It's very difficult for me to reach for other things. So a huge thank you to A Night for Green Beauty for including an Earthwise Beauty product in your awards. Nap in the Meadow Face Serum, I think that this is a pretty good pick. Would it be my personal pick as a best in show product from Earthwise? It's hard to say, because this is quite an intense product and it can take a little bit of trial and error for all different kinds of skin types and sensitivities to use it. I would probably be more personally inclined to nominate something like their Ruby face oil, or one of their balms perhaps, or potentially even the Celine facial steam. But I do love this product. I had gone through a full bottle of it that I had purchased initially for this project, and now I've repurchased it, and now I even have a backup because this came in the recent Beauty Heroes limited edition discovery with Earthwise and Pacific Northwest Essences. So I have yet to really review this product extensively anywhere. I've done a full video review of the 5 oils and oil serums in Earthwise's range, and I'm going to be doing another video on the serums. So Nap in the Meadow, Ambrosia du Serrato, Resiliency, the Passion Eye Serum, and probably the cleanser and toner. That's all going to go in a video. But this product, initially when I started testing it, I truthfully thought it was a little bit too much for me. The way I've gotten it to work for me, and now I'm completely addicted to using it, is using a buffer underneath. It does have quite a high percentage of essential oils. However, I mean, we've talked about the essential oil debate lots of other places. Ava talked about it in the podcast interview that I did with her. I highly recommend going to check that out. But if you are sensitive and you do get maybe a little stingy, or your skin has a bit of a reaction to this, try experimenting with a creamy serum underneath. So I use either the Pie Sea Aster and Wild Oat or the Votary Super Seed Serum, which were 2 past Box Swallow discoveries, but any kind of buffer that you could put down underneath, even a tiny bit of a face cream would work. And then I do 2 to 3 pumps of this. I like it mostly used in the morning. I feel that it's incredibly refreshing. I feel it's very plumping to the skin, and it does have some flower essences in it as well. So it really gives a kind of a refreshing, depuffing, protective, energetic layer to the skin and the skin aura, I guess you could say, that sets you on a positive trajectory for the day. I've tried using this at night as well. I just prefer using it in the morning. I think it's very enlivening, and I prefer using Resiliency in the evening. They're similar but slightly different. I need to test Resiliency for a little bit longer to give a more accurate comparison. Wonderful product, very universally loved, and basically set me on my Earthwise journey, voyage, relationship, and I'm so thankful for that. Next is a product I don't have in my possession, but I've gone through 2 full-size bottles in years past, and it's the Blissoma Rejuvenating Herbal Gel Cleanser and Makeup Remover. I'm going to try and dig up the most recent place that I talked about this. I think it was maybe in an Empty Products video from last summer or a year and a half ago. I really like Blissoma a lot as a brand, just their ethos, their formulation approach. I think Julie Longyear, the person behind the brand, I really like her and have interacted with her, and has been such a long-standing brand in eco beauty. People have been using Blissoma for the last decade, I want to say. She's based in St. Louis. Unfortunately, this product doesn't work super well for me, and I personally find the label of makeup remover to be honestly a bit of a misnomer. This is a very, very lightweight, very, very gentle, non-sudsing, creamy gel type of cleanser. So the only way I ever got this to work for me was as a very light second cleanse in the shower. Now for that, it's very nice, but it is going to leave a little bit of a residue. In fact, I had my last bottle of this in the shower for quite a long time because I would use it as a second cleanse if I needed it. And so my husband Kaveh would use it from time to time, and he would just kind of complain about the fact that his face wasn't getting clean and that it was really leaving a residue on the skin. Now he's much more combo and oily in certain areas than I am. So as a normal to dry, dehydrated skin type when out of balance, I liked this as a second cleanse. However, trying to use it as a first cleanser to remove makeup for me was always a no-go, so I've never understood the name. And they say here on their little descriptor on the website, 1 part cleanser and 1 part makeup remover makes this easy to use at daytime to prep for skincare treatment or the evening to remove makeup entirely. I just personally was not the case for me. This also would not be the product from Blissoma that would make an awards list for me personally. You probably know that for me, I happen to have it right here, it would be the Blissoma Photonic. This is the product from Blissoma that I have repurchased now 3 or 4 times. I always have this as part of my SPF lineup. I did a podcast episode earlier in the summer about the SPFs that were in my rotation this summer, and this was in it. So if you'd like to hear more about this product specifically, that would be the place to go listen. So without a doubt, this would be the awards winner for me from Blissoma. Next, we're also going to talk about a product that I don't have in my possession. It's the Hint Beauty Sun Prep. However, I remember this product really vividly. I tried it maybe 2 to 3 years ago, and I ended up passing it on. However, I do completely understand why this product made the list. So this is a broad spectrum SPF physical sunscreen, comes in a pump dispenser. You get a lot of product. It has a really smoothing silicone type of feel to it. And I remember the first couple times I used it, I thought the formula was absolutely exceptional. I had never tried an eco beauty product that had this kind of formula. And an SPF product to boot. It had no white cast. It was just totally unlike any other SPF texture because, as we know, most of the SPFs in eco beauty tend to come in a moisturizer form, and the moisturizer vehicle and finish can be anywhere from extremely dewy and emollient to more kind of tacky and matte, which is what this is. Some of the more emollient ones are Honua Malu and Solara, for example. Those are kind of like very thick, heavy creams. So I feel like the Hint Beauty Sun Prep was indeed a very novel and very high-performing product. However, for me, for whatever reason, I could not deal with the scent of this product. It smelled like a synthetic berry candy type of smell, and it just really started to bother me. It lingered on the skin a bit, and for some people, I'm sure that they even probably like the scent, so that would even be an enhancement to the product. For me, it just became a total detractor, and I just couldn't get past it. Now, if I were nominating a product from Hint Beauty, to be honest, I don't have a ton of experience with this brand. I have also tried their Skin Prep Serum, the Bioactive Marine Complex, which I also think is a really nice product. I think they excel at that kind of replicating that silicone prepping skin prep primer type of product. Hint is actually mostly well known for their mineral makeup, which it's loose mineral makeup. So again, not necessarily something that I go for myself. I think that they nominated a completely fine product, but if it were me, I would have picked Blissoma Photonic as the SPF in this awards lineup. And then if I were nominating something from Hint, it probably would have been one of their makeup items. All right, moving right along, we're going to talk about the, I think it's pronounced oil, OY-L, cleansing powder. Now, this was the product I had the most reservations about. It was the last product I acquired because I was thinking to myself, I know that this is not going to be a match for my skin just based on the concept behind it, the ingredients. I know that I'm probably going to end up passing it on. So can I just skip this product and talk about it in this review as why I didn't want to use it? And then I was like, no, you have to get it and you have to test it. You're either going to do this review or you're not, right? So this is a waterless cleansing powder formula made with honey powder, kaolin clay, colloidal oatmeal, strawberry fruit extract powder, vitamin C powder, pink Himalayan salt powder, sweet orange essential oil, and rose flower oil. The main reason I thought this wasn't going to be a match for me is really because I don't like anything really abrasive on my skin. And I knew that this was going to be scrubby. Even if it wasn't going to be aggressive, I knew that it was going to be somewhat scrubby on the skin. If you are averse to physical exfoliants, I would skip this because it does indeed function like a gently abrasive physical exfoliant. So I went to the website and I ordered a bottle of this. I have to say, I mean, it's tough because I think this is a small woman-owned brand, as I think all of these brands are. I didn't really have a great customer service experience with the brand, although I've heard a lot of people have really great things to say about this company. So I think I just had an off interaction. I've tried this maybe 4 or 5 times in total. So the way that I use it is I just dump out a little bit onto my hand, maybe 1 to 2 teaspoons. And usually, you know, it's as a second cleanse. I've already taken my makeup off with an oil cleanser or a balm cleanser, and I usually drip either a little bit of warm water from the sink or I take a little bit of my Inlight Floral Tonic. And it's quite messy. Products like this you want to do it over a sink. And when you drip water in, inevitably like powder kind of flies on the sink, but you end up creating a little paste in your hands, and then I just kind of work that as a gentle second cleanse on the skin. It does smell quite nice. They describe it here as a multi-purpose winner with a sweet scent reminiscent of a summer vacation. My skin gets a little bit red from it, and I just have other products that I personally would use to get a bit of an exfoliation as a second cleanse. For example, Earthwise Catharsis face mask would serve this purpose for me without the abrasion. I haven't tried anything else from this brand, so I can't necessarily nominate anything else. You know, I guess I can understand why they would nominate it. I don't think it's a very universal product for people across skin types. Although they say here, the versatility of this powder was an exciting discovery for many of our experts this year. We love adding a few drops of coconut water, aloe vera gel, or oil to create a gentle physical exfoliator, or simply to use as a quick 10-minute mask anytime our complexion needed a boost. So because I got skin reddening and mild irritation just using it as a cleanser, I never tried it as a mask, but if your skin is a little bit more tolerant and, you know, hardy, perhaps we could say, it could be a nice product to try. All right, next we're going to talk about the Province Apothecary Full Brow Serum. So this is supposed to encourage denser, fuller looking brows, fortifies, thickens, and conditions hair. And you're supposed to apply 1 to 2 drops to dampened brows, AM and PM, for best results. It has a lot of really great ingredients in it. Castor seed oil, which is well known to help with hair growth and hair health. Argan kernel oil. It has jojoba, coffee extract, burdock root, horsetail leaf extract. I mean, lots of really amazing ingredients. So I've heard for years about how amazing this product is. I tried a foil packet sample. I don't even remember when, maybe sometime within the last couple of years. And of course, you're not going to see results from a foil packet sample. I do have some experience with this brand. I've tried the oil cleanser. I think it's really nice, albeit quite heavy. I think I've tried samples of some of the other stuff. I've tried the Spot Concentrate, which actually, spoiler, would be the product from Province Apothecary that would make an awards list over this, and I'll tell you why. So it's true that I never used this AM and PM, but I used it every night for about 2.5, maybe even 3 months, and I never saw a lick of difference in my brows. My brows were horribly overwaxed and tweezed in the 90s, and they just kind of have never fully recovered. I always have to fill in a bald patch on this difficult brow, but thank goodness for brow powders and gels and pomades and all of that. You know, I had high hopes. You can see that I didn't even use that much of the product. So I have actually a lot of critiques of this product, unfortunately, despite how wonderful the ingredient list sounds, and maybe you've seen good results with this. I think first and foremost, it just didn't work. It didn't do anything really to enhance the health or growth of my brows. Second, I think it's way too much product for an eyebrow product. I mean, it should honestly be a half, if not like a third of this. I also wish it was in different packaging. You've probably heard me talk about this somewhere, or maybe not. The Earthwise Beauty Passion Eye Serum is also in a dropper bottle. I would prefer that to be in a roller ball. Products like this where you need one drop, I just find it tedious to drop out onto fingers and apply. I just wish that there was another application method for a brow product. So I don't really like the packaging. I think it's way too much product. You'll never get through all of it before the oils turn, and it just really didn't do anything for me. However, pains me a bit to have that critique of it, but I have to be honest about my experience with it. So this is going to now probably go into product crit or disappointing products bag. I would probably nominate the Province Apothecary Spot Treatment because I have a little bottle of that. I think I got it as a sample at one point, and it works. Every now and then, every couple months, I'll get a brewing cystic pimple, usually around my chin. That's the spot treatment I reach for. I alternate with other things like Stark Etent, sometimes the Osmia Spot Concentrate, but the Province Apothecary is really the strongest one in my personal arsenal, and it totally reduces inflammation of pimples. For me, spot treatment all the way. This is definitely somewhat disappointing. Okay, halfway through, now we're moving on to the sole makeup item on this list, and it's the 14E Nourish Cheek and Lip in the color Sunset. So this product comes in two colors, Sunset, which is this one, and Sunrise, which is a much cooler pink. Like, it's not really a baby pink, but it's like a cool pink. And Sunset is kind of a peachy pink, so it's much warmer. I ordered mine from Green Beauty Jungle Shop, which is a Canadian eco-beauty boutique. This is actually 14E is quite hard to find. They don't have many stockists, and I've tried their foundations in the past, and I reviewed them, I think, in the lineup video that I did of eco foundations last year, so I'll link that for you. And I had talked about the 14E foundations as having a very gray and somewhat pink undertones. I found the undertones of their foundations to be extremely strange. When it arrived, it had some packaging issues, and it's hard to tell whether, I think it actually is the brand and not necessarily Green Beauty Jungle Shop. I emailed them about what happened. So this arrived and it was leaking water. I mean, you can even see there's condensation in the lid of this, but it was leaking water kind of out of the crevices of this pump top. It was just really, it seemed like something was wrong. So I emailed them and they said that they were stopping stocking this product because it was a regular complaint that they had. So I think it might be something with the 14E packaging, but you can see it's kind of this dispenser. Also a ton of product for something that you use very little of, but it is airtight, I suppose, but it is such a mystery why it's leaking that weird condensation. Okay, so you need the tiniest amount of product. I mean, I did like a pin size amount, and you can see that it's just like, whoa. It has a light kind of slightly medicinal essential natural oil essential oil smell. Not bad at all. Almost like a kind of rosemary or lavender type of smell. The thing I will say, you have to work extremely quickly with this. It dries down in like 5 seconds. So you want to pump out the tiniest amount, probably take a brush. It's going to be hard to blend, I think, if you go right with fingers. I've played around with this on Get Ready With Me live streams that I do on Patreon. The color I think is nice. It's actually quite similar to This I was just clearing out because I don't really use it. It's a little too peachy for me, but this is a sample of GRWMs Sun Touched, maybe. They're similar. Sun Touched might be a little bit more peach. Yeah, so this is GRWMs Sun Touched, and this is 14E Sunset. So this definitely has like a little bit more orange peachy to it. So for me, it's not necessarily an award-winning product. I think it's okay. I will say that the longevity on the face is probably the main selling point, the pigmentation and the longevity, but the user experience of the product, like the product design and how the application is not as seamless as I would kind of want it to be. They say here on A Night for Green Beauty, this product was loved by our entire team. In fact, when we debuted the 2 shades at our pop-up this summer in Madrid, fans there were highly impressed with its nourishing performance, color payoff, and effortless creamy texture. I don't know if I would say effortless creamy texture, to be honest. It just dries down super quick. They said if the movie The Sisterhood of Traveling Pans had its equal in makeup, Aloe Nourished Cheek and Lip in Sunset would be it. It truly looks amazing on anyone. That I think would be a selling point. I think that it is a pretty universal color and would look good on most skin tones. So I can't necessarily nominate anything else from the brand because the foundations didn't really work for me either. So if I were to nominate something from 14E, I think this is probably a pretty solid pick, even though I have these kind of critiques of the product. Next is the Okoko Sublime Balm, multi-purpose balm. I had never tried anything from this brand. Okoko, I believe they're a Canadian brand. Sorry about the sun going in and out. So they say with 5-star reviews across the board, we're happily adding ourselves to the list of many fans behind Okoko's fast-absorbing Sublime Balm. Its rich texture is formulated with antioxidant-rich pomegranate oil and tomato oil that's abundant in lycopene, an ultimate skin hydrator, protector, and brightener in one. We can't get enough of this sweetly scented skin healer and beautiful texture. So I was really happy that I was able to get a small batch of this product because I just really don't need a huge jar of balm. And I can't even remember where I got this little one. It could have been Ayla Beauty, that boutique AYLA, or maybe Green Beauty Jungle Shop actually carries small sizes of this. I truly don't remember. So you can see it's actually melting almost immediately on contact with my skin. It doesn't really have a very overpowering smell at all. Mangifera indica seed butter, Garnecia indica seed butter. It has camellia oil, cacao, sunflower seed oil, argan oil, carrot seed oil, lots of wonderful extracts. I guess it's like kind of a slight vanilla type of scent. Fermented willow bark, pomegranate sterols, and bisabolol join forces to maximize hydration, reduce appearance of redness, and fortify skin barrier. So it is supposed to be slightly exfoliating. So I think of this as being marketed in a similar way to something like, I want to say Earthwise Yasuni, even though it's more just conceptually. So Earthwise Yasuni is marketed as a gentle overnight resurfacing balm, but it doesn't, I don't even think it has like the willow bark in it that would serve as that kind of resurfacing effect. So I tried this product a couple of different ways. I did it as like the sole skincare step, like balm left on overnight. Wasn't the biggest fan of how I woke up the next day. It honestly just wasn't hydrating enough on its own. I would need to layer this with some other serums and oils, which I tried to do. And upon using it as a final step in a layering routine, I just didn't feel that it necessarily added very much to my routine. And then the other way I tried to use it was as a cleansing balm, which is kind of my default. If products don't work as a leave-on balm for me, I just kind of nationalize them or repurpose them as a cleansing balm. They say the luxurious multi-purpose formulation is ideal as a moisturizer, night balm, and eye balm. Also emulsifies in contact with water, which makes it an excellent cleanser for your morning and evening routine. So they do say you can use it that way. I liked it fine that way. Now, I haven't tried anything else from Okoko, so I truly can't say what from the brand would be a nominee for me, but it seems like a lot of people like this product, and so it seems like a fine enough award winner. My personal experience with it wasn't out of the park, but I guess I can see the appeal for certain skin types. Okay, now we have 3 more products to go. 2 of them are my favorite discoveries from this whole project, in addition to Nap in the Meadow, which set me on my Earthwise trajectory. But two of these products were absolute brand new products for me, and unlike some of these other things like the 14E and the Okoko and the oil, these two products have been just, oh my gosh, absolutely love and adore. So the first one is the Sahajan Ayurvedic Blend Nourish Face Cream. I have been talking about this in podcast episodes here and there. I've actually made a pretty sizable dent. I've used probably a third of this jar. So it's this really kind of whipped, moussey texture. It's light but creamy, and unlike what I was just saying about the Sublime Okoko balm, where I felt like using that as a final step in a skincare routine really didn't add anything to my routine, this as a final step in a spring or summer skincare routine is like, it's like the perfect end step to seal everything in. It's so cushiony on the skin. I just absolutely love this product. It's like the perfect amount of moisturizing for, I will say, warmer weather months. I think it's definitely a lighter weight face cream, but good for transition, like transitional seasons. So I think fall and winter, you're probably going to want to use something a step up in heaviness. My picks would be Free and True Mama Pacha and any of the Ayuna creams. Those are my personal favorites. Our team put this cream to work, impressed to discover how fast it absorbed while leaving our skin noticeably refreshed and hydrated. Agree with all of that. Go-to cola, an adaptogenic herb known to stimulate collagen, is one of the key ingredients. Blah, blah, blah. Then they kind of talk about anti-aging. So they say, note, absolutely perfect for your fall routine. Again, completely agree. I feel like it's really hard to find a very elegant face cream where the texture is just perfection, and that is this. So I highly recommend this product. I love it. I'm trying some other Sahajan products, like I'm trying the eye cream, I'm trying the body oil, I've tried the face cleanser, and this continues to be the standout product from the brand for me. So I just really like it. Okay, now we're going to take a brief break before ending with the other final favorite product of mine. Next on this list is the Blue Alchemy Exfoliating Cleanser. I don't have this product here because I've tried it within the last couple of years, and similar to the oil product, it's not a product that's very well suited to my skin personally, as someone that does not really do well with physical exfoliation. It tends to make me very red, especially in the jawline and on the cheeks. However, I absolutely love Blue Alchemy. They've been featured in Beauty Heroes boxes twice. So they say here, crafted with key ingredients like French green clay, kakadu plum seed oil, and moringa powder, Blue Alchemy's exfoliating cleanser helps to detoxify, smooth, and brighten complexions instantly, reveals noticeably more vibrant skin tone with very little effort. Recommend adding to your skincare regime twice a week for best results. You can also use it on hands, feet, and anywhere on your body to soften and condition. So this has the texture of like a sugar scrub. The packaging is beautiful. It comes in like a ceramic white jar, twist off lid, so it's very easy to work with. I tested this along with all of the other products in Blue Alchemy's range, and it's the one product that just is not suited for me. It reminds me, if you've tried the Christophe Robin Sea Salt Scalp Scrub, which is like a sea salt scrub, but it emulsifies with water and kind of foams a bit. I wouldn't say that this necessarily foams, but it does transform when you add water to it. So it's not going to just dissolve like a sugar or salt scrub would. It actually does kind of seem to act as a cleanser once you work a little bit of water with it. So I will say that the quality is very beautiful, and if you like this kind of product, I think it's absolutely worth trying. Now, if I were nominating a Blue Alchemy product for an awards list, it would 100% be their multi-C serum. However, I also love the oil cleanser they do. I love the toning mist. I love the eye oil serum. I'm currently using that. They do a botanic retinol that a lot of people have been loving. So kind of like anything else from the brand, I probably would have put forth just to be more universal. And I think a vitamin C product would have been a nice inclusion on their awards list. So for me, the multi-C would really be the award winner. So let's end with another product that I just have been so blown away with and never would have tried if it wasn't for this project. And that is the 12 Beauty Hyaluronic Lip Treatment. Now, this I did get from Earthwise Beauty because they carry 12 Beauty, which is also relatively difficult to find. 12 Beauty has done some, I think they did a Boxwalla box in the past. I didn't have an opportunity to try at the time, but I've always been pretty intrigued with the brand. They're based in Spain. I was a little bit not sure what to expect with this because other lip oil type of products I've tried have been relatively underwhelming. Lip oils are tough because they just absorb or glide off the lips way too quickly if there's not something, if you don't seal them in with a balm, or there's not something in the formula to basically make the oil and the ingredients kind of adhere. And this really delivers that because I think of whatever molecular weight of hyaluronic acid they're using. This really, I don't know if you'll be able to see just kind of how sticky it looks. From the minute I rolled this on my lips, I was like, whoa, this is on another level of lip product. It's almost like a non-sticky, totally clear version of Lancome Juicy Tubes. It's honestly kind of a similar experience to that, but such better ingredients and such a more elevated experience. In fact, I used this, I think, in an IGTV video I did with like a very quick 5-minute no makeup look where I don't have any time to really do anything, but just a couple quick things to freshen up my face. Putting this on the lips in the morning gives like a beautiful glossy lip to the lips. It stays on the lips for a long time. It's truly hydrating. I mean, it's super exceptional. They say here that 12 Beauty's Hyaluronic Lip Treatment is like a best-kept secret that reminds us of how product discoveries existed before social media and word-of-mouth recommendations from a trusted source were the original non-digital influencers. With a strong cult following, this lip treatment boasts the perfect balance of ultra hydration and shine, enhancing the natural shade of your lips. Agree, agree, agree. Recommends getting one for yourself and one for a friend to let them in on the secret. So I tend to use this mostly during the day. There's other things that I prefer to use more at night, and I like using it during the day specifically because of the appearance that it gives the lips. Just like glossy, but not glossy. It's hard to describe. I'm sorry that I'm wearing lipstick, so I can't show you what it looks like on the lips. But if you have an opportunity to pick one of these up, I really don't think you would be disappointed. I just think it's truly a fantastic product. The packaging is so luxe. The roller ball is absolutely beautiful, and I've been so happy to use and discover this product. So that was a wonderful note to end on. Of course, I took way longer to go through this than I originally intended. Thank you for listening to my independent review of the A Night for Green Beauty 2019 award winners. It was really kind of a mixed bag, as you can tell. Found some new amazing favorites, had some pretty strong critiques of some of the products, and thought that there were some other really solid inclusions. As with everything, this is very dependent on just individual perspective and product preference and things like that, but I hope that this maybe gave you some more insights or things that might resonate with you and directions you want to take your own beauty discoveries in. I'll include a list of all these products and shopping links for everything below, as well as anything I happened to reference and mention during this episode, like podcast episodes and other videos. I'll include those below for you as well. Go check out the podcast, Your Purpose is Beauty. I do new episodes every Monday, and I'm blanking on, I think I did a life update video most recently. I'm trying to think of when you'll see this. So there's a life update podcast episode. I will be letting you know when you can go sign up for a newsletter that I've been working on, and I'm so excited to have a way to communicate with you and just keep you up to date on content and things that are going on Patreon and different projects that I'm working on. I'm going to start including playlists every month. It's going to be a monthly newsletter, and I feel like that's a good way to disseminate music recommendations, which I often get asked about, as well as some astrology forecasting and Venus scope type of stuff. I'm so appreciative for you being here and continuing to watch YouTube videos, because I feel like it's a platform that I really want to keep alive, but our attention is just getting drawn in so many different ways. Thank you again, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.